Shabbos, and we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and our topic is Tehillim, constructive listening, big topic, and today's topic is informing the speaker. Okay, and it says, for one to listen to Rechilus within the framework of Halacha, it is not sufficient that the listener be justified in paying attention to the information being conveyed. The speaker too must have constructive intent. If the speaker is unaware of the information that he is relating is of significance to listener, then he is guilty of speaking Rechilus. The listener then is a cause for the speaker's transgression and has violated prohibition before the blind person do not place a stumbling block, Vaikra 19:14, which prohibits one from causing another Jew to sin. Thus, it is the responsibility of the listener to explain to the speaker that the information is important to him to hear and is therefore not considered gossip. If the speaker was already in the process of relating the gossip to others when the person to whom the information is relevant appeared on a scene, he would not be guilty to cause the speaker's transgression. Even so, it is proper for the listener to explain why he is listening, so that the others will realize that he is not transgressing that they consider to be non-constructive listening as sin. Okay, so let's try to read it again and explain. It's not so hard, but let's one more time. All right. For one to listen to Rechilus within the framework of Halacha, it is not sufficient that the listener justify paying attention to information being conveyed. Right. So when somebody is speaking some negative information, in order it's to be allowed for him, let's say, to say and for me to listen, it must be constructive for both him and me. Right. For example, he informed me, and because he thinks that this information is pertinent to me. For example, they telling me that the person that I'm planning to go in business with is not such an honest person. Okay, so I did not ask him, but it's work for constructive purpose. Okay, so if he knows that we're planning to go into the business, right? But for him just start speaking negative things, and let's say these things are permitted for me to hear because it's for constructive purpose for me, does not mean it is for if he does not know that he's saying something for a constructive purpose for others, does not give him permission to continue talking. So in this case, if it is pertinent to me, I'm obligated to inform him. So meaning that to make sure that he understands he's not sinning, and imply that otherwise, like it was implication that otherwise he would not be able to say all of the things. Okay. So continue. The speaker too must have constructive intent. So listening has to have a constructive intent, and the speaker, constructive intent, 100%. If the speaker is unaware that the information he is relating is of significance of the listener, so if this guy who is speaking, he does not know how this information, he just telling the story, that this information is important to me, so he is transgressing 100%. So the listener is transgressing, and for example, right, if information is not related to him in any way, or somebody that he knows, and the listener transgressing, both of them. So that's, as we understand, it's a huge issue, right? So in this case, right, we must inform him. Then he is guilty of speaking Rechilus, right? If I'm allowed to listen, but he's not aware that I'm allowed to listen, and he continues speaking, so he's guilty of Rechilus. The listener, okay, me, then is caused the speaker's transgression and has violated prohibition before the blind person do not place a stumbling block. So this listener, by giving him attentive ear and listen to all of this juicy gossip or whatever this negative piece of information, so he's enabling this other person to continue the sinning. That's, as I understand, huge issue. Okay, so continue, right? So meaning what? When you just be nice, you smile, you ask the follow-up question. So it's you putting a stumbling block before in front of the blind, right? And this violation, it's from Vaikra 19:14, which prohibits one from causing the other Jew to sin. Okay, so in any sin. So when we provide this person assistance, and he does not know that he's sinning, basically, right? Thus, it is a responsibility of the listener to explain to the speaker that the information is important for him to hear, and therefore is not considered gossip. So basically, like we try to bail out this guy. 1 second, something is wrong. 1 second. 1 second. So I'm not sure what happened. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so in this case, we try to save this speaker and say, no, whatever we say, that's actually very important information to me. Okay, so when he's aware that this information is important to me, meaning that now he no longer gossiping. If the speaker was already in the process of relating the gossip to other, when the person whom the information is relevant appeared, right? So meaning that this guy was already in the middle of the story, and this story was not relevant to any of these participants, and now a person came and this story, this information was pertinent to him, right? 1 second. The information relevant appears, right? He would not be guilty of causing the speaker to transgress, right? Meaning, if he was speaking and we just joined this group, I mean, we are not the cause that he was speaking. Basically, he was speaking before us. Okay, before we came. Even so, it is proper for the listener to explain why he's listening, so that the others will realize that he's not transgressing, right? So he's not transgressing. So let's explain this part. Let's say there are 3 people, and this information has nothing to do with them, and the 4th guy come and said, "Oh, really? That's what happened. You know what? I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and it's very important piece of information for me. Thank you very much." So now. Basically, he, like, in some way, I would imply to other people that that they doing something wrong, for sure, by listening. Me, I'm just explaining to all of you that I'm listening because this and that. Okay, right. So the other will realize that he's not transgressing, and that he considers their non-constructive listening as a sin. Right, so meaning and imply that whatever you do, yes, it's this information pertinent to me. Why you listening? That's the issue. Okay, very deep lesson. Okay, stop here. So let me see if you have any questions on what you said. Okay, so I think yes, on the topic. I have a question about Rechilus. Okay, I wonder if public information could be Rechilus. If something is a public information, but repeating it would cause more ill will, would this be Rechilus? Yes. That's a very good question. It's a very good question. So again, question about Rechilus. I wonder if the public information would be Rechilus. So if it's between 2 parties that not part of this story, there is no problem. I mean, it's not proper way to spend our time, as we learn in in our Monday class, right, is all of this idle speech, right, forbidden speech and not appropriate speech. So I mean, for sure. But after the fact, I mean, they did not sin. I mean, like in the case of Lashon Hara. But if they relate the same information to a person about whom it was said, like for sure, it's absolutely forbidden. Or somebody close to him, to his family members, to his friend, to a colleague or something, right? To his wife, yeah, go try, right? Because it would create even more ill will. For sure, that's forbidden. Right, but technically, technically, to repeat something that was is a public knowledge, there is no problem. Right, very good question. Okay.